What's up, people, and welcome back to High Take Corner. This is the place where I usually go over movies, legacies, reviews, all that type of stuff. This is the beginning of 2026, and recently I've decided to come back to this channel. I've been having a harder time doing videos and reviewing videos lately because honestly, most movies, I'm not going to say they suck, but there's an agenda in there that I can't just talk about the movie without talking about the agenda. I'm kind of going to go off the top on this one. Anyway, um, in 2025, I was doing reviews for movies. I liked a good amount of movies, but the more I started doing reviews, the more I started looking at legacy movies, the more I started looking at what I already noticed. But to actually give you a full review of things, I'm like, these agendas are like the plot of the movie now. Before there be an agenda, you talk about subconscious thought, maybe acts that are happening in the world. I'm not going to get into all of them. There's so many agendas, but they weren't always the plot, or at least they had speckles. Now they're the plots of movies. And just giving you a hint, I had a hard time watching Tron Ares. People say that's a terrible movie, but I had a hard time even just getting past what was being told to me, the God concept. And people don't even, nobody wanted to talk about the God concept. It was even brought up in Tron Legacy. So when you get to Ares and the character's named Ares, a god of war, we're not talking about the God concept anymore, which I was like, okay, throw the whole movie away. I had issues with obviously Wicked for Good. That my wife is better on talking about that, but from what I got from her, there were songs that were added. There's people that now have a thing where they're referencing things that weren't in the original stage play. And besides movies, same thing as music, just so many things being thrown in our face that I had a hard time doing the agendas of those movies. And I actually made a video and I showed it to one person. It was like, please don't put that out, because it's counterproductive. Whereas I'm supposed to be doing reviews for you people and talking about movies with you people and telling you to go see it or don't go see it. But then there's movies I'm like, I wouldn't recommend this movie, but the only way you would understand why I wouldn't recommend this movie is if you went to go see it. And then there's movies they're telling you not to see that I think you should go see. Like Him. Him is a movie that I don't think is very plot perspective. Like, the plot is off a little bit, but it's not that far-fetched if you know what they're actually talking about. And I think that's why I decided to come back and do these movie reviews, or at least talk about what's going on in 2026. Because if I'm going to do this stuff, I am now, from now on, going to be a hater. Yes, 2025 was the year of the slop. 26, it better be the year of the hater, because with all this stuff going on, I feel bad that people are allowing these things. So if Him was a bad movie, yet it's talking about what's actually going on, from Tom Brady, Giselle, yeah, Marlon Wayans and his wife, you can look that up, to Patrick Mahomes, the character looks damn near like Mahomes, to actual things that have happened, from Aaron Hernandez to AJ Brown. They're telling you these things outside of the movie, and then you watch the movie and go, I don't understand it. And that's why I started realizing maybe we are in a place that people just can't put concepts and things together. And I'm starting to realize I am a hater. I understood it. And because I understood it and you didn't, I'm automatically going to be a hater. It's like I was saying with Wicked. People will tell you how good it is, never listen to the music, never looked at the stage play, but then I'll tell somebody who's watched the stage play, who's actually into the thing, how wrong they are. And that's where we are. I can't listen to a movie reviewer who doesn't watch football, then tell me a movie about football and all the things he doesn't like, because he doesn't know anything about football, or the things going on in the background and the shady stuff and the practices from, I'm not going to drop their names, but you know the owners of the leagues. And then you also got the Tron Ares. That's Disney. That's them trying to prop up a cult leader. And that's what I'm saying. It's past just a movie. These movies are references to real life things going on, or have hints of real life things going on. And people are so detached from real life now that they're like, oh, they're two separate things. And it's like, well, movies come from based events. Here's one. People didn't like the way Stranger Things ended. Not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of how Stranger Things ended. But if you know where this thing comes from, it's not based off of fiction. Oh, that's mind blowing. And they even hinted it at you at the end. David Harborough, Montauk. They was like, oh, there might be a spinoff. No, the Duffer Brothers, like, everything we wrote comes from the Montauk Project, the MK Ultra projects. All of the stuff you're looking at is based off of real declassified documents. Do you not know this stuff is real? People are like, nah, it's not real. And that's what I'm saying. There's not enough research by the people who we are considering, or the studios are considering fans, to actually produce something that is worthy of anybody else who has a brain cell. Like, if anybody knows any of this background information, they're watching these things and they're like, oh, I get it. But then the studios and all the people that know that they might get it have to then dabble in the projects and change it. So then the fans are sitting there like, oh, the writers are crap. And I'm sitting there like, no, they're even trying to petition for Stranger Things right now to get a director's cut out, because a lot of people looked at it and was like, I don't think the Duffer Brothers had everything in this. I feel like Netflix tampered with this. And the Duffer Brothers had to come out and say, no, they didn't tamper with it. But then if they didn't tamper with it, guess what? That means you guys did not write up to the 5th season. You weren't prepared for what was about to happen, and you followed fan fiction. Because if you look at it, everything you dropped had to come from what the fans wanted to see. If Noah Schnapp, the guy who plays Will, is gay in real life and he is gay in the show, I don't need you to tell me oh, I'm gay and I'm coming out. Okay, everybody knows this already. He could even just said, hey, I feel different. And then when the whole thing ended, then, hey, I want to talk to you guys about this. But no, you made that a plot point to his power. What? And then that's what I'm saying. They're giving too much to people that they don't realize don't care. If you're online and you can write a fan fiction, that means you're not reading the property. If you have time to talk about how bad Marvel has gotten, but you've never read the actual Marvel stories and realize that most of these stories aren't that good. So you're bringing in characters that the people who watch the movies are like, oh, they're really good. But if you read the comic books, they're not that great. They're not that great. You're sitting here trying to prop up things that weren't that good to begin with, and then get mad when you realize it's not that good. Let's go deeper. 2025 has also put us in a place where we have been devised as a country, not a people. Because we as a people, we kind of stand together in a lot of the political aspects. As much as they try to say, oh, there's a conservative and there's a Democrat. No, there isn't. It's bipartisan all across the board. Don't let these people to try to play you. Everybody's a bipartisan. If you're a complete conservative, you're a moron. If you're a complete leftist, you're a moron. There's no way you could be either side with knowledge that we have today. Which means eventually we're going to have to stop with the left and right and realize we're all more bipartisan than we imagine. And because of those things, that is affecting our movies. Well, we got to put this out here. We got to talk about these topics. And that brings me back to the one topic I have been brushing over for a while, even when I was doing these high takes, because I didn't want to alienate people. But 2026, I'm going to be a hater. Ironheart, bro. Which side are we standing on this character? You make her a good guy, and then you made her a bad guy. Then you're trying to follow the actual storyline that was Ironheart. And like I just said, if anybody's actually read the Marvel comic, it's trash. It's a trash character to begin with. So if you go harder and make her even worse by putting all the woke stuff, and I'm not going to say it's woke because it's lesbians and gay people and transsexuals and black people and Spanish people, and they're fighting for, that's not the woke part. The woke part is that you came from a country called Wakanda, went to a really good school, and then they made her a basic character that had none of that. You took it all away. The woke part is what I'm talking about. She can't succeed because it's not woke enough. Wow, she can't go to college, and let's see how she experiences college as a black girl that's really, really smart and then save the world. And let's see how people react to her. No, we have to make it, you have to struggle like every other black person in America so they can relate to what you're going through. And if they ain't relating to what you're going through, then let's make you a thief. And if they can't relate to that, let's kill off your dad and your friend. And if they can't relate to that, let's make sure you get kicked out of school. You literally went and decided to make her a stereotype of what you assume African-American and colored people go through, which most do not. That's the woke part. You're telling me a paranoid agenda. Something that you're like, this has to be real, because if this wasn't real, people wouldn't be going through this. Let me tell you a secret. Most people ain't going through that. Most people have a father. Even if they're not in their lives, they're not all dead. Their best friends ain't all dead. They went to college and didn't get kicked out. They ended up helping people, and then that people they helped didn't go, I don't know you, F out of here, which also didn't happen in the show. If Ironheart was cool with Wakanda, she doesn't need to go to school anymore. The country would have took care of her and made sure everything was taken care of, because you have saved the country, you're a genius, and your best friend is Shuri. It happened. And then oh man, I can go all day with Ironheart. Scratch that. Let's throw that out the window. So I've gone over Ironheart. I've gone over Stranger Things. I've gone over him, which again, I want to go deeper into that. If you want me to go deeper into that, let me know. But I'm very big into the conspiracy theory outline of that. But the visuals and stuff, we'll go into that another time. But you messed up the Marvel properties. Captain America, Brave New World. It was supposed to be New World Order. It's not like you didn't release the script that we read that was way better than the actual movie you gave us. You gave us a sequel to The Hulk. Nobody cared what happened with that. And even if you did, you should have introduced some of that in the Secret Wars and stuff that we forgot all about. That's the problem. And then it comes back to, oh, we don't like a black Captain America. He had nothing to do with the problem of that movie. The writing was bad, which led to other characters that shouldn't have been there. You wasted Giancarlo Esposito. You wasted Harrison Ford, technically. Liv Tyler, what was the point of her even coming? So you could tell it was supposed to be a whole nother movie, even with the script that was put out. And this is what we got. So again, woke garbage. And it's not woke for y'all perspective, black people. No, it's woke to the agenda they want. We want you to think like that. If you don't mind a cult leader being the lead in your movies, then you won't mind what we're hiding in the background. Oh, wait, you don't know about Montauk. You don't know about MK Ultra. You don't know all the stuff we're putting in these movies is based in reality and something real actually happened. New World Order, there's something real there. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you don't know. You ain't paying attention. And that's the problem. They're checking everybody now. Let's see who's paying attention. Do y'all not see that? Every movie. Let's see who's paying. The Running Man. Not the greatest movie, but not the worst. There was more info in that movie than there was in the original movie, because Stephen King wrote the original book, and the original movie took a lot of stuff out. Stephen King writes dystopian properties. He is paying attention to the future. The Long Walk is a great movie. Go see that. He's paying attention to what's happening, and he's written it 40 years ago. It's predictive programming at this point, to the point it's so predictive that we can't even grasp that they're telling us what's happening. That's why I've been having such a hard time doing legacy and review movies, because it's the movies that have been presented. I can go into the media from All's Fair. Are you kidding me? Hate watching. That's all that matters now. A good show, it's okay. But if you get hate watchers, your ratings are going to go through the roof. Shit is garbage. We'd rather watch something terrible than watch something good. And then all those good shows you like are getting canceled because nobody wants to sit there and think anymore. Welcome to Derry was a great show. Shouts out to them. Well, just like everything else in 2025, the third half just fell apart. Guess why? We can't afford it. There's the other subliminal thing going on. AI has been in movies for years. We have now hit the place where AI has taken over everything and nobody's noticed. I'm pretty sure half the movies and stuff I'm talking about that I call her slop are that way because AI has something to do with it. This is where we are. Welcome to 2026. You better start hating on everything that you have no clue if AI had anything to do with it, a studio had anything to do with it, or an individual person had anything to do with it. Because honestly, all three of them right now are pretty bad.
One of the co-founders of one of the most powerful of these companies, when faced with the idea that what if there's an 80% or 20% chance that everybody dies and gets wiped out by this, but an 80% chance that we get utopia, he said, well, I would clearly accelerate and go for the utopia. Given a 20% chance.
It's crazy.
People should feel you do not get to make that choice on behalf of me and my family. We didn't consent to have 6 people make that decision on behalf of 8 billion people. We have to stop pretending that this is okay or normal. It's not normal. And the only way that this is happening and they're getting away with it is because most people just don't really know what's going on.
They're the reason we're going through what we're about to go through. And before you go, oh, the AI, the chips are $5,000, and now gaming is going to suck because can't nobody own a console or buy a PC or do anything like that. Because if you can't do any of those stuff, you have now learned that half the things we own, from consoles to televisions to cars are partially already there, luxury items. So now we have gone into a century where nothing we own is considered just an item. It's a luxury item. So now they're taxing all the shit and running the stuff up, and tariffs are going on. And guess what? We can't own anything we want without literally giving up the rent. If your rent is 2 months of rent at this point. So we have hit a point where 2025 has kind of screwed us over so bad when it comes to media, music, television, obviously hardware, computers, just people in general, like the politicians and stuff like that. That's a whole nother conversation. If you want me to talk about that, I will, but I'm trying to stick with the high-tech legacy stuff and movies and media and things like that. But all of it is affecting each other now, and everybody is not paying attention. And the people that are paying attention, they're getting out. All of them are getting out. Like, they're selling everything, going off in the middle of nowhere, and then setting up on some star tech. That's what they're doing, because we're not going to survive with the mindset we have now, where if we let people continually just go, we'll raise the price, and then for what? AI? I don't need AI, but I do need a computer. That's the point. Now they're like, we don't care what you want. You have no say in anything. And because we now have no say in anything, and if you think you have a say in something, try it. Watch what happens. YouTube is definitely getting rid of people. All these sites and stuff is shutting people down. And they've messed with people so much. Good luck being a person that stands in front of people and talks to people to get them to follow you now, because you don't even know how to do that anymore. You don't even know how to become a leader. We have been screwed over so much, we don't even have leaders anymore. Name a leader. Good luck. We have seen what 2025 has started, and as of 2026, we need to start hating on what they're doing. We need to turn around. We need to stop. We need to speak up and say something, no matter if you think your opinion is heard or not. Welcome to 2026. So every movie from now on, every video game, every comic book, everything I'm about to review from now on, I'm saying this just because I know it comes off as a rant. Y'all know I'm going to rant, but I'm saying it because from now on, if you watch it and think I'm a hater, it's because I am. I'm tired. I'm tired of watching something and wasting my time into something, and then we get to the third half, and I feel like, what was the point? I'm done. I'm done committing to anything. Like, and the jacked up part is, there's people that I wouldn't have supported back in the day of a personal opinion of their artistry, not them as a people, not them what they're doing. Just like I don't like their movies. And it was just a personal opinion. Now I'm out there supporting them because guess what? They're the only people left. Damn, you better go support Avatar. Because it's the only original. It's not even original, but it's the closest thing we're going to get at this point. And it's somebody like James Cameron who actually is trying to interfere with the movie studio is doing. Even down to his game, the Frontiers of Pandora, the Avatar. He put money into that. So I was like, damn, you care about your whole audience. He cares about that, what his audience wants, and he wants to provide things for his audience. So if you like the game, I'm going to make the game better. If you want more Avatar, let's work to make more Avatar. And that's more important to me than an agenda, technically, even though it's like global peace. I don't think there's nothing seriously wrong with that agenda. You know, we've been doing that for beginning of time. Let's save the world. There's no more of him. There's no more James Cameron's. Martin Scorsese's given up. Chris Stockman. I didn't like the movie Shelby Oaks, but I went to go see it because guess what? We need more people that aren't industry or Hollywood interfered with. Ryan Coogler, he even said it. They tried to stop him from doing Sinners. It's one of those things where they don't want that independence anymore. If you're not listening and following what we're putting in play, it's a wrap. And that's with everything coming. So you better start fighting. You better start telling not even just the truth. I'm not going to say you have to be mean about it, but don't bite your tongue no more. The biting of the tongue is done. If you don't like it and somebody don't like your opinion, that's just what it is. You can talk about, hey, it's not personal. You can have those conversations. But everything is done. We're in 2026. Sorry to bring it up like that. I can do more reviews of movies, but that's what it is. Another reason I've come back to this platform and doing movies and stuff, because people are like, you should jump on Twitch. I've been on all the platforms. I've done it for 6 years. I have followers. It's not the followers. Followers, I love you followers, but how many of you followers are commenting right now? None of you. How many followers are liking this right now? Very little of you. How many followers are sharing? Not that many. So here's the first hate. If you're watching this and you have done none of that, just unsubscribe. Don't mess up my algorithm. Like, for real. Don't cause me to have 200 or on this I got very little. But on my other platforms. So when it comes to me putting this stuff out, I'm not really obsessed about everybody watching it. But if you're gonna come in and subscribe to the channel and watch, say hi, put up a smiley face, click a thumbs up. Hey, click share to yourself on your own email. These are things that take 30 seconds. Yet nobody wants to do it because supporting other people and helping other people, it's just not what we're about. We've come a society where we're not about that anymore. It's what can you do for me? If I do this for you, what are you going to do for me? And that's where we're screwed up. I'm not going to do anything for you. Hopefully, if this pops and everything, you're going to get better content. You're going to be entertained. That's what I do for you. But if you're not going to do anything back, just unsubscribe. Let's keep it 1,000. Just get rid of me. Just forget I even exist. And then also the movie that brought me back to this isn't even American. The movie's called No Other Choice. It's a movie from the creator of Parasite. And I went in this movie by accident. I really did. I seen everything in the movies. I got a movie pass. And I was just tired. I was like, I just want to lay down, chill, get it, take my mind off shit. And it was in Korean. I was like, oh, if I ain't watching it, now I'm listening. It's not one of those things that seeps in your head while you're sleeping. So turned it on within the first 10 minutes I was in it. It was one of those movies where I understood everything this man was saying. I understood the stress of it. I understood the agony of it. You bust your ass to get somewhere, and then for somebody to go, you never really had control of anything you think you had. You had a job, but you only had a job because we allowed you to have a job, and now we don't want you to have a job. It's things like that you make rash decisions and do things, which is why I like this movie. And then when him making these rash decisions, him coming back to see the other people that also got affected by what affected him and how they're reacting to it, you realize, wow, everybody is in a very bad place, depressed place. Everybody wants to get a job. Everybody wants to move on. And the reason it was the end of this movie that really brought me back to where, and that's why I'm putting this in here. The end of the movie, spoilers, if you don't want to know what happens, there's no other choice. It's a Korean movie. I highly recommend you go see it. But if you don't go see it, I will tell you because I know a lot of people, like I just said, will not put their time into certain things. But at the end of the movie, you find out this guy's going to do all this stuff to get this job. And he finally gets this job. And he's the only worker there. Come to find out, AI has taken over every job imaginable. So he's in this faculty by himself now doing this job, but you can see it on his face that he's kind of disappointed. Like, I'm here by myself. I'm busting my ass to get rid of all these people, and now I actually am here by myself. There's nobody here. Everything's ran by AI. So what it's saying is the competition we're going to have isn't going to be AI. AI has already won that competition. Our competition is going to be against each other to get the position to work along AI. That's where we come in society. From now on, here on out, I will be doing more reviews, more content. But I want to make this stuff clear. I'm done. This is the year that I'm done. I don't care if you cancel me. I don't care if I get in trouble. I don't care about none of that because it's all social media bullshit. Like, fuck them. So from now on, I will give you reviews. I will talk about these movies. I will do all of it. But I'm not keeping anything out no more. Please start speaking up. Go see this stuff so you know what you're talking about. But don't be sitting here like, I watched the movie, I don't know anything. Okay, once you're done watching the movie, go use that computer in your pocket called a cell phone and go look some stuff up. And stop acting like you don't have a device called a smartphone in your pocket. Don't walk around with a device smarter than you. That's if you don't take away anything from this video, never walk around with anything smarter than you. Better at least keep up with it. So, thank you for joining me. 2026, we gonna bang this out. This the year of the hater. I don't care. I don't care if you're sitting over here like, well, 2025 has so much crazy stuff, but y'all back Diddy. So this is why I have to do what I have to do. Thank you guys. If you didn't like it, I don't care. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you want to unsubscribe, unsubscribe. I've hit the point I really don't care about anybody else's opinion. You got an opinion? Get on that camera and call me the fudge out. Yes, call me out if you don't like my opinion. But I put money on it you won't, because it takes too much time to do that, and you got too much time sitting there doing nothing. There you go.